All right, what is going on, everybody? In today's episode on What the Sheet, I'm going to do a quick test between my three Milwaukee drills here. So, going over everything real quick, starting from the right, going left. This here is the M12 brushed drill driver. It's got 2 speeds for low and high, and then 18 different chuck settings, and then drill. And then moving on to this one, this is the Milwaukee Fuel installation driver. So this is a brushless tool. Same thing as the other one. It's got 2 speeds. This one's only got 16 different chuck settings, and then drill mode. And then going on to the 18 volt, this is a hammer drill with 2 speeds, 18 chuck settings like the smaller one. And for batteries, both of the 12 volts are going to be running a 3 amp hour battery, and for my 18 volts I'm going to be running a 5 amp hour battery because I don't have any small 3 amp hours, so it's just going to have to be what it is. The battery size doesn't make too much of a difference in performance. It's going to be pretty easy to tell, especially since this is 18 volts. It's definitely going to have a lot more power than these, so the big test will really be between these two, but it'd also be nice to see the comparison between basically a high-end 12 volt and kind of a low to medium range 18 volt on how well they do it putting screws in. So for our test, what I'm going to be doing is putting in 4 of these 2.5-inch construction screws that have a T25 hex head to them. And basically what I'm going to do is not going to have anything pre-started because I don't want to kind of have that different in height variance between them. So what I'm going to do is just have the 4 screws or the 4 drills set up on top of these 2x4s here, and then I'll just go as fast as I can, getting the screws set, and then put through and do them as fast as I can. And then I'll do I'll film it all, and I'll put them all side by side so you can see once I start drilling kind of how fast each one is, and that way you can kind of get a good idea of how much more or less powerful each drill is, and you kind of determine for yourself what you need or what you would like for your personal use, whether it's just a regular at home drill, or if you're a contractor or a kind of a small business guy, or you're doing something on the side where you want something a little bit more powerful than maybe a standard home drill like a Ryobi 18 volt or something like that. But yeah, so I'll get these started, and then I'll probably do a couple drill hole tests. I got a 1/2-inch drill bit that I can throw on these as well. So we'll do screw test first, and then we'll come back through and we'll do the 3 holes with a 1/2-inch drill bit. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so we just did our test. As you can see, the 212 volts, they sunk them down. I was able to get them to sink down perfectly flush. And to me, they felt like they ran about the same. Obviously, in the video, you'll be able to see which one ran a little bit faster. I have a feeling that the fuel hopefully ran faster, even with me kind of messing up on that second screw there. Just because, this drill being at least, I think it's 2 years newer than this one, and it being brushless and having the kind of their advanced computers and gizmos and stuff inside, this one should definitely have no problem running these 2.5-inch construction screws in. And then with the 18 volt on the end here, you can see that I actually overdrove the screws in compared to the 12 volt stuff, and it definitely ran the screws in a lot easier than the 12 volts did, which is kind of to be expected. But Honestly, it really didn't seem like it ran that much faster. It just kind of seemed like it ran the screws in easier than these did. These kind of felt like they were pushing kind of the limits on like kind of their capacity to run a screw in like this. Like you could definitely do it, no problem, but you wouldn't want to be doing it all the time. Like if you're going to be running these screws in, you know, a bunch of these screws in, you're definitely going to want to upgrade to an 18-volt drill or the impact to do that, because it's just going to be that much easier on you, because you're not going to be kind of maxing out the capacity of the drill. So now that we did this test, I'll grab my 1/2-inch drill bit, and then we'll do 3 holes each for all of these and see how well they do. And I'm just going to go all the way down to the bottom of the bit. So if I go over here, so what I'm going to do is we're going to try and go all the way down to the silver. That should be, I should have enough board height here. I mean, if I drill into the bench, it's not a big deal. But I'm going to try and basically drill a full hole and do 3 of them with each of the drills here. I don't really use my 1/2-inch bit, so it's practically brand new, and for the sake of this test, it's not going to matter that I'm using the same bit for each drill. So I'll get this loaded up, and then I'll film those 3 going at it. 3, 2, 1, go. Well, as you can see, the brushed 12-volt did by far the worst. It actually almost felt like it was going to blow up on me. There was a little bit there during the first and the second hole that I actually had smoke coming out the backside. But as you can see, it can drill the 1/2-inch holes, but you definitely got to baby it. Kind of same with the fuel. The fuel definitely did a lot better. But as you can see on that first hole, I pushed it a little too hard, and it ended up binding up almost. I was almost all the way down. But with the fuel, kind of as long as you're constantly cleaning out the hole, it doesn't seem to have too much of a problem, versus the 18-volt with the 5 amp hour battery. It just powered right through all the holes, no problem. Which kind of makes sense, especially with this one being the hammer drill. It's going to have a little bit extra oomph on it compared to a 12-volt. So yeah, I would say, like I've said in the past, if you're a regular homeowner, or if you're just a homeowner, not a regular homeowner, and you're looking for a kind of a good general purpose drill, I'm still going to recommend the installation driver, the 12-volt, just because, you know, it doesn't have that big of an issue handling a 1/2-inch drill bit, and it's definitely got the power to do it on a semi-consistent basis. And like I said in the past, it's got the different attachments that come with the drill, so it makes it very versatile for kind of at-home use. And I mean, if you're looking for just a cheap drill to kind of have in the drawer, the brushed 12-volt drill from Milwaukee isn't bad either. But you just got to kind of keep in mind that it definitely doesn't have nearly as much power as even its brushless counterpart in 12-volt lineup. And then if you're a contractor or somebody that's in the trades and you're doing a lot of hole drilling, whether that's kind of being an electrician, plumber, carpenter, kind of any big construction trade, the 18 volt is definitely kind of be your what you're looking for. Like I said, this one's brushed and it's kind of a mid-range 18 volt, so it handles it pretty well. Obviously, if you upgrade to their brushless or even their fuel versions of this drill, it's going to be even that much more powerful. So just kind of keep that in mind. Like if you're just wanting to kind of get a good entry-level drill to do contractor type work, this hammer drill particularly is actually a really good drill. And if you buy it in a kit, which I'll put a link for below, I think it's with the drill and an impact, it ends up being like $140, I think is what it was the last time I looked. And that gives you the 2 drills, 2 batteries, charger, and a little contractor bag. So it's not a bad deal. But that concludes this video on this quick test of these 3, or comparing these 3. Next, I'll do a video up on the wall here. I've got a Milwaukee impact, Master Force impact, and a Metabo impact. And I'll do basically the same test, screws and 3 holes, and we'll kind of see how those do. Yeah, so leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.